issued to Cathal Barrett.
It was a clear goal chance. If he went around him, he was in on goal, and he just dragged him down and went running at the ref and appealing, claiming that Cadigan pulled him down, which obviously didn't happen.
Well, every opportunity that the two inside forwards get, Harnedy and Cadigan, they are causing serious problems for that Tipperary rear guard, but it must also be said that Tipperary's forwards have certainly caused problems aplenty for Cork's backs, but everybody thought and knew that was going to happen. It was a case of how well the forwards could do. So far, it's a shootout in Thurles, and they're sharing 25 points between them. It's Lee Hahn, 3 points so far, 2 frees, 1 from play, and now he gets his latest. He's doing well with the frees. 3 from 3. 5 minutes to go to half-time, and they are level at 13 points apiece. 10 times they have been level in this match. People have been saying we haven't seen a good Munster Championship match for a while. You're looking at it, folks. Darren Gleeson hitting this one. Down towards Dan McCormack. Breaks away from him. Picked up once again by Fitzgibbon. Again, working and beavering away in the middle of the field. He's new to the Tipperary opponents, and he gives it out to another newcomer, who's Shane Kingston, and between them the youngsters combine, and Kingston's got a second, and Cork lead by 14 points to 30.
Yeah, Darren Fitzgibbon's having a super game in the middle of the field, and just look at the hurling brain there, the intelligence, just to lay off the ball to the finishing forward, running beside him. Great support play and a great score.
When the team was announced on Friday, there was real surprise in Cork that Fitzgibbon had been played or listed to play at midfield. He's much more of a half forward, but he's doing really well. At the other end, Dan McCormack doing his stuff for Tipperary, slipping however, and Colm Spillane's able to go back, collect it, blocked down, goes off as Tipperary stick, and it's going to be a line ball. It was Joyce, in fact, who got it last. Christopher Joyce. Very, very accomplished wing back is Joyce. Came back from a career-threatening injury a couple of years ago. Michael Breen wearing number 9, but playing at the half-forward line. Line ball to Cork.
Yeah, see Mick Ryan there, Ger, on the side, trying to jizz up his forward. There's just Tipperary just seemed to be that little bit flat, like they were maybe against Galway, you know, and he's looking for a harder work rate, more tackling from his forwards.
3 minutes to go to the break. The forwards have it again. It's Stan McCormack under-hitting it this time, a little block on it anyway, but it breaks for Breen, trying to get the better of Coleman. Helping out here is John McGrath. In through 3 Cork defenders, flicking it back, anticipating there was John O'Dwyer, and Bubble steps away from trouble and hits it off his left-hand side and puts it beautifully inside the right-hand upright and over the bar. Great play by Bubbles. He's got a sideline point, and now he's got a point from play as well. And the tip forwards combined with lethal efficiency and make it 14 points apiece.
It's a long time, I think, Jersey saw Bubbles O'Dwyer as sharp looking as he is today. You know, he was sent off last year, was dropped for a couple of games and got back in and out, but he's after laying on a few scores. His first touch is brilliant in his movement, and that's a super score.
It was really, really subdued, I thought, at the concluding stages of the league this year. Calden right now, by the way, who's scored 3 points in the match so far, 2 from freezes, out around the half-forward line. They raid again, and that is Paddy Maher. He always scores it in good matches, and he's done it here in his 38th championship match and given Tipperary a slight edge as we go into the 34th minute.
Yeah, and we mentioned early on maybe he hadn't been in the game, but in the last 15 minutes I think he's been powerful, and he's moving with his man. He's out around the middle of the field there, and that's a super point. What Pádraig Maher does, it didn't look to be on, but he managed to get a stroke away, and he tipped it over the bar.
Well, it's a brilliant start to the Munster Hurling Championship, and let's hope the Hurling Championship, Munster and Leinster, and into the All-Ireland Series will be equally as good right throughout the summer. And you can see it all, of course, here at RTE, as that's played in by Lee Hahn. Beautifully in there towards Cadigan, catches it well, strikes it over his left shoulder, and strikes it superbly over the bar. A third for Alan Cadigan.
That's a great catch. You know, Alan Cadigan's not a big man, but the bravery, a great ball by Conor Lehane. And you can see them when they do pinpoint that full back line of Cork, when they don't take the long shot from out the field, that full forward line, Alan Cadigan and Seamus Harnedy in particular have the tip full back line in big trouble.
Well, if Tipperary thought that this was going to be another pretty easy routine victory over Cork, they might be thinking of something else as they approach half-time now, because they're getting their fill of it, no question about that, from the young Cork players. Cork had to go with youth this time. 2 players on the deck inside. James Barry collects, meanwhile, drives it back down towards a 2-man inside forward line. action at both ends. This is amazing stuff in the Munster Championship.
Yeah, well, first of all, Seamus Callan had a brilliant chance for going there, and Anthony Nash, very brave, stood up, blocked him with his feet. But Seamus Hardy, if he squared this ball, if you look where Alan Cadigan is there, just flick the ball across to him. All he do is tap it into an empty net. He took on the shot himself. It was blocked out for a 60
minute at this stage. Teams level at 15 points apiece. Who's going to take the lead to the break? Seamus Kennedy trying to set up Noel McGrath. Will this be the edge that Tipperary are looking for? Not quite. It goes away to the left-hand side. That's a 5th wide by Tipperary, 6 wides by Cork in the first half. But it's been a case of score after score after score. Teams sharing 30 points in all. Wonderful first half of real exhilarating hurling. It's a shootout between the big two in Munster here. That puck out isn't a great one, but it might work out yet for Cork. Christopher Joyce, as far as Mark Ellis. Ellis lobbing it in here towards Seamus Harnedy, trying to break it down to himself. Harnedy looking to try and get space. James Barry prods it away as far as Sean Curran, and Curran in the end knocks it away downfield into that inside forward line. They've come out a bit deep for it. Mark Ellis is there and the referee has blown his whistle. It's the end of the opening 35-37 minutes. What a first half. The teams have been level on 12 occasions, and they're level going into the break. There were so many questions being asked about how Cork would be able to put it up to Tipperary, or how much Tipperary might lord it over Cork. Well, what about that for a first half? And here at Semple Stadium at the break, it's Tipperary 15 points, Cork 15.
Here at Semple Stadium in this Munster Hurling Championship quarter-final between Tipperary and Cork, and it is all square at 15 points apiece in front of an attendance of 30,103. I have no doubt they're enjoying it. Cyril Ger and Henry here with me in studio. Henry, since you came on this panel, the lads here were worried that you weren't seeing Munster hurling as they thought it should be, kind of. Well, we're seeing it today.
Yeah, definitely third time lucky for me, because it's absolutely fascinating hurling. It's awesome. It's everything we as hurling people want to see, and for the viewers at home, great scores, goal chances, tip of attack. 12 times they were 11 during the course of the first half. It was just absolutely brilliant, and it was everything that, you know, I grew up listening to about Munster hurling. We're getting it here today.
And the weather has been kind to us as well, which I suppose adds to the occasion. We were saying earlier on, lads, I gave the attendance 30,000. You were saying, Henry, there'd be another 5 at home at least, saying, cripes, we should have gone to that game.
There'd been an awful lot, because they've said, well, you know, there was so much negative publicity leading into it, but it's just superb. And the way Cork are using the ball from the puck out to the crossfield ball, the diagonal ball, the way they're keeping it open, you know, everything we said at the start of the game. They have to keep it open, they have to stretch them, they have to run at them, but don't let it get crowded. And the quality of the striking on both sides. And then on the other side, you have Tip's know-how, you know, the level of skill. They have 9 different scorers in the first half, you know, coming from midfield. All the forwards have scored from play. Sean Curran from midfield has scored. It's just absolutely fantastic. I do think, though, that you still get the feeling the Tip are playing within themselves. And you know, Bill Cooper in the middle of the field, he's not covering that back line well enough. It looks very open. Tip got 2 goal chances at the start of the game. But listen, we can't take from it. It is magnificent hurling.
I've no doubt that Ger is right, Cyril, but we also have to take into context now from what we've seen in that first half. That league final again. Now, everybody is saying that wasn't a real match, and it probably wasn't in many respects. But still, Tip haven't kind of blown this Cork team away, and it's beginning to open a question.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'd say they learned from the league final, Cork have in the sense that the Cork forwards are moving the whole time. The young fellas, especially young Mead, Kingston, these fellas are they're pick forward, they're moving all over the place. Cork full forward line have scored 8 points in play. It's the movement up front. But now Tip, as Gerard said, are getting caught with quick puck out. But we have to realise we're up here, like, you know, in our kind of box here. There is a strong breeze there, and maybe it's a lot stronger than we think.
Yeah.
And I'd say Cork have done all the hurling really, and they're still going in on 11. They'll be happy because they are going at Tip, and like they had a kind of a goal chance themselves to Tip. Walk through the middle at times, not flowing the way that they would intend to flow, but the likes of Pádraig Maher, these kind of coming into the game as the game goes on. If Tip shove up in the Cork puck out, make it 1-1, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And definitely, at least in the second half, with that breeze behind him, if he wants to, he can go direct down on top of the Cork full back line, and that'll be very dangerous.
Well, indeed, as Cyril said, even though the sun is shining in Thurles, it is a very breezy day here. Let's see what part that plays in the second half. We have another break to take here on the programme, but don't go anywhere, because next on the Sunday game is a chance for you to be at the All-Irelands in September. Accommodation and spending money also provided. The details are coming up.
the striking. Only six wides to 5 in the first half, 15 scores each. I mean, that tells you how composed both teams are when they're on the ball.
And if you see there, Mark Coleman, he's looking up because this is the way they're trying to spread out Tip, open them up like Galway did in the league final. Seamus Harmony at the end of the square. That was a great diagonal ball across. The next point, Seamus Harmony again. It's a diagonal back across to the other side of the field. And I think it's Shane Kingston who gets, Alan Cadigan gets in the end of this, who played brilliantly in the first half. Now, the only thing about that, Michael, is that they're getting great scores, but they're not threatening many goals. And I think they're going to need the goal to win this match. But you know, we've said it before, they have the wrists and the hurling, and some of the scores are brilliant. And they are working very hard as well.
Yeah, and Cadigan has got 3 points in corner forward, and the same as Mead. They're moving around left and right, they are taking their chances. They only got 1 goal chance, but some of the scores have been fantastic. He bang over the bar. That's his first championship game, Luke Mead. I've seen him playing, you know, for Mary I, and he's very, very good when he's on the ball. Very light now and very fast, but the test will come. You'll find that Tip will move up in the puck-outs, Michael. They'll have to fight 1-to-1, and in the second half, Gleason's puck-out probably will go down top of the square.
You're spot on, yeah. And as well as that, will the young lads keep it up? You know, they're so inexperienced. You know, there'll be 35 minutes in a young lad, and all the young lads, Colin Spillane made 2 brilliant catches early on in the game. As Mark Coleman is just cleaning up at wing-back. You know, a bit naive in some of his distribution. Fitzgibbon is the man of the match so far. And then you have Kingston and Mead inside. You know, Kingston has 2 points and Mead 3 points score. So really, you need Hannity now, and you need Horgan to come into the game a bit more, especially Horgan at full forward. They're going to need those to win the game, but I still think they need to protect that half-back line better. And Bill Cooper, you know, Fitzgibbon is going forward, and there's no one holding back.
But Gerard,
Cooper isn't covering
what
back
they really need to win the game, they really need at least a goal. They need to get a goal, but Tip in the back foot, because if they don't, you're going to find Tip will come down the middle and probably get one.
The thing about it is, Henry, you know, as much as we're admiring what Cork did, Tip have got some great points as well. And in actual fact, 1 or 2 of them were goal chances.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I suppose Tip will be happy about. They are creating the chances, and as Gerard's pointed out, it's coming from mistakes coming through the spine of the team. This ball just breaks through all the way through. Noel McGrath gets onto it. This is very early in the match. Good footballer as well, kicks it and goes over the bar. And the next score is very similar again. John O'Dwyer, who's been absolutely magnificent for Tipperary, brilliant catch. And look at him, straight away, he sees the chance. Brendan Maher cuts through the middle again. Gerard's point, Cork are not defending that middle third, but they've got some great scores as well, just like Cork. Seamus Canalan across out in front. He's a brilliant jink. Leaves Damien Canalan behind him and straight over the black spot. And Tip have got some great scores again by using the diagonal ball. And that's what has us on the edge of the seat, is that the great scores both teams are performing today. And I think it's a sign of true champions. Tip mightn't have played as well as Cork, but they're still level with them.
And they've created 3 great goal chances. I mean, Cork had just 1, but one of those goals will come. Who will get it?
Yeah.
It is time to hand back to the commentary box to rejoin Ger Canigan, Michael Dignan.
Ready for action once again, Michael, after that first half of